Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Two in the Cooler. Thank you guys for listening. Big news right up top. I've been teasing it for a couple of weeks now. Something big was going down with the merch. Well, it's finally here. It's finally ready. The merch store has moved. You can now find it at teespring.com/creator/snackspot.se. That's teespring.com/creator/snackspot, the letter S, the letter E. The reason it's called that is because Snackspot is the name of the company that owns this podcast, as well as one of your other favorite local podcasts, Schemin' and Dreamin', the show with Ben and Jake that we produce right here. It's all under one roof, and that includes the merch. That's right, Schemin' and Dreamin' merch and Two in the Cooler merch available right now, teespring.com/creator/snackspot.se. We've got all the stuff you love, same great quality, Target fucking quality, really great stuff that's going to make you look good and feel good. And we've got a couple new products for you. We've got water bottles, finally. We've got pint glasses. We've got bucket hats. So go check that out right now. There's going to be some new designs coming up that you guys are also going to really like. You can hit the link in the show description to check it out, or hit the link. It's also in our Instagram bio at Two in the Cooler on Instagram. That's teespring.com/creator/snackspot.se, teespring.com/creator/snackspot, the letter S, the letter E. This episode of Two in the Cooler is brought to you by 13 Monkeys All-American Whiskey, made right here in Buffalo. This whiskey is completely American-made and veteran-owned. Right now, 13 Monkeys is available at over 30 retailers in the western New York area, including outlet liquors. You can get it at restaurants as well and bars, including Vice and Neat, right here in Buffalo. They gave us some to try. This is a whiskey bourbon mash that they started making a little while ago, and I really, really like it. I like it because whether you are knowledgeable about bourbon and whiskey or it's something that you're looking to get into, you're gonna like 13 Monkeys because it's so smooth. It doesn't have any bite to it, and if you want to ease your way into it, try mixing it with root beer. It's actually really good. I don't like root beer, but you put 13 Monkeys in there, and I'm going to have a lot of it. 13 Monkeys. Check them out at www.13monkeys.com for a full list of where you can purchase or order 13 Monkeys, and check them out on their Instagram page. 13 Monkeys. Drink to honor. Drink responsibly. Why are you going through life making things so goddamn hard on yourself? You don't need to do that. You can live a better life. And the best way to start doing that is to use Instacart. Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. Stop going to the grocery store. It's the worst place in the country. It's terrible. I can't stand it. You walk in and it's literally like the monkey cage. Nobody looks at each other. People will run you down with a cart and not say excuse me. They won't say excuse me. What is wrong with people? It's like you walk into the grocery store and everybody turns into animals. Who needs that? And the parking lot's terrible. One of the worst places in the whole country. I can't stand them. I hate going to the grocery store, and now you don't have to. You can just use Instacart. The best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you got to do is spend $10 and they'll deliver it absolutely free. Hit the link in the show description and get yourself that deal. Start using Instacart today. Now we are. And is audio up?
I can hear you both.
Is it it's going on the thing? Okay.
We're so excited today to have Nate Spanish joining us.
Yeah, very happy
How's it going,
for Nate to be here.
How's it going? I'm Nate Spanish. Thanks for having me.
We're re-recording.
Yeah, Nate's not actually here. He was about 3 hours ago.
And we had a phenomenal...
Yeah, it was so funny. You guys missed it.
It was a really funny show. It was actually set up to be an instant classic.
Yeah.
For episode 80.
That's what I didn't know what episode we were on.
Yep, and it was lost. It was completely lost. It's the lost episode. It's going in the archives.
R.I.P. to the lost episode.
It's going to be completely buried until...
Is this episode 80 and a half technically?
Maybe then? I'll put 80 in like an asterisk
80 and
in
a
the
half.
title. 80 and a half.
80.5.
80.5, yeah, okay.
81/2.
Yeah, that's all 81 and a half. It took me a second because I'm so bad at math.
80, 50 over 100. That would be funny. That'd be a funny.
We'll work it out. Yeah, Nate's not here. That little voice you did.
Yeah.
And shout out to Nate. Shout out to Ivy League. We'll have links to their stuff in the show description. Be sure to check all of them out. Their vlogs are fucking hilarious. Their music fucking rules. And we really appreciate Nate being here tonight.
Yeah, even though he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
He was here.
He was here.
Yeah.
But now he's not.
Yeah, you
And
guys
we're back.
missed a lot.
Yeah, what a great episode that was. But we can't spend this whole re-record
We could.
talking about how great it was. That'd be so funny. I think people would hate it though.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Bills though? Even though we talked so much about
I'll
them
talk about
in
the
that
Bills,
episode.
Yeah.
I really at one point almost went to sleep during the game during the rain delay because I really thought they weren't going to bring it back at one point. So I was like, fuck, I might have to tap out. But I stayed awake for the whole thing, and I'm very glad. That was a huge win, huge deal.
It is. It goes in the W column as a W. Bills moved to 4-1. I mean, yeah. What else can you say? It's a big win. They scored more points than the Chiefs.
Yep.
38-20. We scored 38. They scored 20. Win. No, but it's weird for us, like I was saying, because we did just have this conversation. But I don't know how you can't be excited.
Yeah.
There's other contenders still in the AFC. You've got the Chargers up there, you've got the Browns up there, and the Chiefs are still, in contention. You got a lot of football left, especially in a 17-week season. But as things stand now, if you can force a team to have to come into Buffalo to play in the AFC Championship in late January, I mean, good fucking luck to
Yeah,
that
they're
team.
in trouble.
Good luck to that team.
God, I want to. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen too.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's one of those games. This is only going to resonate with Bills fans that are like our age, I feel like our demographic. Well, probably probably all Bills fans, let me be honest. But, I grew up seeing pictures of like these crazy playoff crowds and guys having no shirts on in like 20-degree weather, snow falling, just chest hair. Now, I don't have really like a plethora of chest hair.
I wouldn't say you have any.
But, I mean, I dabble. I actually,
You
there's
dabble
a
in
few
chest
patches that I'll trim up from time to time to kind of keeping it looking like I don't have any, because if I don't, then there's just a few random hairs that like look a little bit extendo clip, you know what I'm saying? Like a few random long hairs that I kind of cut down, like I just take right off.
So
because if not, can I finish my?
Well, but I feel like I don't want to bury the lead that you're revealing right now on Two in the Cooler After Hours that you shave your chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
To you that might be weird because
It's funny.
Again, you are like you're stuck in the 80s, like, oh, we should all have bushes. Like that's not
okay. No. That's different.
Not the world
Chest hair is
anymore.
way different from a bush.
No.
In the first place.
No, but you
No, I'm not saying. Look,
you live in a bush.
If you don't have I think the no chest hair look is great.
Yeah. Well, I don't, but that's what I'm saying is I don't have chest hair.
Yeah.
I have a few long pieces of hair that grow on my chest. So rather than rock that,
just
take 'em
completely
right
shave. Well,
what
about that Seinfeld episode? I know you watched that one.
It's all a blur, Andy.
Because the one where Jerry shaves his chest.
Yeah.
And then it comes back like that. You're not worried about becoming a werewolf,
Like real,
as that episode would have us believe.
No, I probably just at that point I would just continue to shave my chest. I know a lot of people that shave their chest. Again, it's not a weird thing for people to do anymore, Andrew.
I guess it's not, but
like I have a lot. I don't do this, but like I have a lot of friends that are completely hairless. They shave their legs, they shave their arms, they shave everything. Like a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm talking about one person.
Yeah.
Like, out of like my 7, I'll say closest friends, like maybe half of them do that.
shave their whole bodies.
Yeah. Sorry to not that they care though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You can obviously tell, like, oh, that person has shaved legs. They say, you know, very aerodynamic.
I used to shave my legs when I swam.
Yeah.
I did that a couple times.
You think that made the difference?
I was very good.
You were the captain.
I was very good at swimming. I don't know if that made the difference, but I did have a kind of a natural ability.
But anyway, back to what I was saying, though. Is like, you know, you used to see those montages of, like, when the Bills were going, these people were out there, like, gold chains, chest hair, no tarps, it's 20 degrees, and they're like, and, like, you know, they've been drinking for 7 hours, and they can't even see what's going on in the football game, but they are just like, let's fucking go Bills. Like, we might be granted the opportunity to do that this year.
Yeah. And you have to.
Oh my God. If they play, I'll go as far to say this. If they play in a home AFC championship game, I will be there with no shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've got to do it. I mean,
I would go as far as to say you shouldn't be allowed to wear a shirt if you're like no, you know, a male.
Unless you're like sickly. Oh, or yeah.
Yeah.
And
you're like, yeah. I would say anything under 50 and over 10.
Yeah.
No tarp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. People, yeah. I mean, that's a must. People got to go all out. I feel like people should wear, like, thongs. Not that I want to see that, but, like, out of respect. A respect thong.
A little banana hammock?
Yeah, a respect banana hammock. An RBH. That's already
very controversial.
Okay.
You know,
the
RBH.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I wear a lot of baseball jerseys, but as
Yeah.
I've said, I don't know anything about baseball.
Yeah. No, the RBH is the respect banana hammock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You thought that was a baseball.
Well, isn't RBH runs bad? No, because it's RBI.
Yeah, RBI.
Jesus Christ.
Runs batted in.
I really
see where you're... No, but I see where you were going with it.
I think we should change it to runs bad at home. I think that
very
makes more
well
sense.
could be RBH.
Yeah.
I
bought 2 copies of Dune today. 2 new copies of Dune today.
The books?
Yeah. 2 copies that I didn't have.
Well, that movie's coming out soon.
It's coming out next Friday, I think.
It looks really good.
Or next.
And I don't know shit about
next
Dune.
Friday.
Honestly, like my whole life, I've just assumed that Dune sucks. I'm still kind of on board with that, but I am excited to see the movie. I think it'll change. It looks really good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool.
The guy that directed it is... Yeah,
he's a huge director.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve, however you say it. Blade Runner 2024, which is an awesome looking movie and an excellent. It's really. I think you'll like it a lot. Actually, it's really cool. But he's a big Dune fan. He's gonna do it right. So I went to Target because Target. I went to Target because I had to buy some new jeans, some blue jeans because I'm going as
blue jean baby.
Because I'm going as a blue jean baby.
Lady.
Because I'm going as an LA lady.
I can't believe that whole part of the episode earlier got cut out because I wish this would have came up. That would just tie so perfectly in.
I had to buy some new blue jeans because I'm being Jerry Seinfeld for Halloween, and I went to that Target that's right next to that Barnes & Noble, so I was like, I wonder if the new copy of Dune, where the cover is like the movie poster, is out yet. It's got to be. I've been waiting over a year for that book, for that copy, because I collect copies of Dune. And so I'm in Target, and I'm like, Target has books. Let's check if they've got it. They did. So, but it was like, they had one copy. It was like dinged up. It had scuffs on it. I was like, I'll just go to Barnes & Noble and get one. I go to Barnes & Noble. They don't have it. But they do have a different copy, 1999 hardcover release that I did not have. So obviously I bought that. And then
you went back to Target?
No. I drove 15 minutes to a different Target, and I found it there. And they had 2 copies left, and I picked the nicer of the 2.
What day was this?
This was today.
Oh.
I did this
I was
earlier this
in-
afternoon.
Monday. I think it was Monday. Today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday? It wasn't yesterday. What did I do? Monday. We'll call it Monday. It was definitely Monday. I was also in a Target. Don't laugh at this, though, because it was actually, like, retrospectively, it was very fun. So I went out to lunch with my girlfriend, and she was like, I have an idea. She's like, we have to go to Target once we go to lunch, because we were out in that area, same Target, right? The one by Barnes & Nobles. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, there's this surprise that I've been wanting to get you for, a couple weeks now. But I just, I never want to order it on Amazon, but I know they'll have it at Target. Like, we should go into Target and we'll get the surprise. I'm like, well, I want to be surprised. Like, I don't want to be walking through Target, like, walking up to what's going on. This is while we're at lunch. So kind of develops the idea that I would close my eyes, like fake blindfold, and she would walk me through Target to, like, the surprise. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I've been in that Target 1,000 times. Like, I know the exact layout of that Target. One of those scenarios. So I said, like, listen, you're probably going to have to, throw me off the scent because I'm going to know where we're going. Which was a horrible idea, because I don't know if you've ever, like, been in public like that and really closed your eyes. Like, because you know how most people wouldn't close their eyes? Well, I was like, fuck it. If we're going to do this, I'm going to go all in. Like, I had them zipped shut. And was completely reliant on her to not make me look like a fool in this Target. And there's always a lot of people in Target. So, and I said this while it was happening. Like, I play a lot of Call of Duty. And so I'm very used to, like, trying to listen to where sounds are coming from, right? Like footsteps, voices, whatever. So I'm in this Target, and I know that there's people, like, around me, right? And I'm, like, whispering to her because I probably look like a fool. I'm sitting there in Target, eyes squeezed shut, like this, and she's got, like, both her arms kind of, like, one arm on this arm, like the other arm, like, wrapped around me, like, guiding me where to go. And I'm like, I hear people, like, do we look stupid? Like, I know there's people around. She's like, there's nobody around us. I'm like, don't lie to me. Like, I can fucking hear them. Like, I can hear their carts. I can hear their voices. Like, they're mocking me, aren't they?
Oh my God.
Anyway, it happens. It was very fun. It was very funny. Like, got a lot of laughs out of it. The surprise was great.
Are you gonna say what it is?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, you can't tell that whole fucking story and be like,
it was,
and it was a fun time.
It was, because, it's, what if anyway, it was, like that new Super Mario golf game for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, cool.
Which, like, I don't have a Switch, but she does, and we play it a lot, together when we're just hanging out or whatever. And I've really wanted this game. They have, like, super cool multiplayer modes, and they also have really cool story, like, mode kind of thing for, like, one player stuff like that. And I'd seen a bunch of stuff. It came out, like, a couple months, like, not long ago, and I'd seen a bunch of stuff about it, and I was like, oh, this would be so cool. And she's like, you should get it. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to get it for myself because I'm not the one with the Nintendo Switch. So, like, if I get it for myself, it's going to be like, I'm never really going to play it, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, like, and I wasn't saying, like, oh, you get it for me. I was like, whatever, we just won't get it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need it. But, yeah, so she ended up getting it for me. And it's very fun. It's, like, the story mode is, like, almost.
Oh, is it like a Tiger Woods thing where it's like Mario's dad is super hard on him?
No.
Oh.
It's almost like. It's like the maximum amount of effort I would want to put into a story mode. It is a lot. Like, you have this whole, you're considered a rookie on, like, this, like, golf tour, and you have this whole, like, facility. Like, you have a house, a bedroom, like, dining areas. You have your own training staff. You have this training watch that you wear. You have to, like, go to the range, play different rounds, like, do practice rounds, like, go to sleep at night so you're well rested for, like, the tournament. Like, all this shit. It's very, very, like,
It's crazy.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I'm already gross at the game. I'm not all that good at real golf, but it's one of those things that makes a ton of sense to me. Like if I was able to like hit the ball the way that I imagine it, I would be very good at it because it, I can think the game well. So when it comes to like golf games, like apps on my phone, or I am very good at them because some people got to figure out all the different tricks of the trade and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, you can just keep it simple. You just got to do, DTRT. Do the right thing.
Great movie.
Yeah, so there's that.
I'm waiting for the new Lego Star Wars video game to come out.
Why am I not surprised?
It's been delayed twice. It's been delayed at least 2 times.
Those Lego
and
devs,
they delayed
man.
it. It was supposed to come out last December, and then it was supposed to come out like this December, and now it's supposed to come out next spring. It's gonna be so cool, man.
Those Lego game developers, man, they're always slacking.
But they're like,
I know you were a big
weird.
Lego Batman guy. I feel like you
I was a
dabbled
pretty
in that.
big. Well, actually, that's true. I kind of got that. That is true. Lego Star Wars was always the best, though. The complete saga. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga for the original Wii, probably best video game of all time. And this new one's gonna be like the complete saga. It's gonna be crazy. I can't believe I talked about Legos like 2 episodes in a row now.
Yeah, you like Legos.
I do.
When I was cleaning out my room, I actually found a Lego kit that I had. I think I did it when I got my wisdom teeth
The
out or something.
SpongeBob?
Yeah.
I remember that one.
And I was gonna save it, but it was and I was gonna give it to you. But I didn't know if all the pieces were there.
Yeah.
And it was still half put together in the box.
Yeah, that's
all
all
right.
right.
Fuck it, throw it away.
This just today in the dumpster out back, I was throwing something in there, and I look in, and there's a box for the Lego Disney Castle, the Magic Kingdom Castle.
Did you pull it out?
So this is like a $400 set.
Yeah, one of those big ones.
It's massive, and it's one of my ones that I would have really liked to get, but it's too expensive. So I grabbed the box, but it was completely empty.
Damn, that was exciting.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I know
if
I know they have
thing?
that one's the big one.
Yeah.
The Millennium Falcon obviously is the huge
There's
one.
an
It's
$800 Millennium
yeah.
Falcon. Yeah.
And then they have a Titanic one. Have you seen that one?
That's brand new. That's just out. It's their biggest set ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not doing that one.
Would you do one of the big ones? I'm going to say this to you now in hopes that you'll forget, but it is a serious question. Like the castle one, you're saying $400. If I got that for you for Christmas, could I count it as the next 2 Christmases? Is that something that you would want, or would you prefer smaller gifts over the course of the next 2 Christmases?
I don't know. The thing that I would were you to get me that or the Mos Eisley's Cantina, which is a big one that they just put out, that's a little over $300, then I would count that as 2 years in a row. But I really want both of those, but I like the small ones because
you can do.
I just like doing really.
I know,
quick.
yeah, you're a stress Legoer.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I. Yep. Some people have a fight club, and I do Legos.
I was going somewhere with this.
I actually got you your Christmas gift already.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not good. I haven't got you anything.
Well,
I'm probably going to get you I'm between 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's a giant dildo.
Right.
The other one...
That's always on the table.
Yeah, always. You ever bought a dildo before?
No, I haven't.
I did once.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I had something I was going to go with when we were talking back to the Lego thing. I feel like I struggle with Christmas gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good understanding of what people want, but I don't always like when somebody tells me hey, get me this.
Right.
Because I'm the type of person that when it comes to presents is all about surprise. You know what I mean? I want to open something and I have no clue prior what it is. You know, like you make a Christmas list and you have a couple things on there that you expect to get probably from certain people. And when you see a package, you're like, oh, I kind of hope this is it. But I'm not one of the people that opens it and I'm like, fuck, this isn't it. I'm miserable. I'm like, cool, I got something I wasn't expecting to get.
Well, those people are assholes.
I'm not well, you know, being grateful is something, you know, there's a lot of things to be grateful for.
Yeah. But anybody that
no, I don't mean like you express it out loud, but you know that sometimes you open something and you're like, oh, I thought this was going to be this. And that's why I also hate when people are like, guess what it is. I'm like, no. Or I guess just the worst possible thing I could think of, like a box of tissues. Not that that's even a bad present.
No, not for some people.
Because I never buy tissues, and I'm the type of person who always 24/7, whenever I need to blow my nose, toilet paper kind of guy, because it's the next best thing. But then you end up going through toilet paper too fast when you've got a runny nose, and it's like just, you know, tissues useful to have on hand.
I would say maybe the worst.
I feel like though you don't buy tissues until you turn 30. Like, that's when you're like, okay, now I need to keep tissues in my house. Do you have tissues in your house?
Yeah.
You live with a female, though.
Yeah. And also, I use tissues.
Yeah,
I use a ton of tissues. You know that. I think the worst Christmas present I ever got was probably the pancake mix. Do you remember that?
But that's
hold on. Let me tell it. Yes, obviously, it's because I was in first grade. I was 6. And come down, and I always go for boxes as far as Christmas presents because I was always thinking that they were action figures. So there's this one big box, and I go for it immediately. I open it up. It's pancake mix.
I remember.
It's just a box of pancake mix.
And you were confused.
And I was confused, and my face showed it. My heart sank. I was like, what the fuck is this pancake mix? But they gave me a waffle maker.
And a chef's.
And an apron.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you went through like a cooking stage. Like at that time,
yeah.
you liked.
That was great.
Yeah.
But pancake mix setting the tone for Christmas morning, I was very. That's not a good way to start.
I've gotten some good gifts. I will say you have gotten me one of the best gifts I've ever gotten, the pen set. That's like one of those things like that's attention to detail.
The pen set?
The pen set.
I don't remember.
You don't remember the pen set?
No.
Come on. The ink pen set, the fancy pen set?
No, this is something I got for you?
You really don't remember this? I'm so upset that you don't remember this because this was a turning point in like the amount that I wanted to kick your ass. We were pretty young. And they used to have this commercial on NHL Network 24/7. And it was those fancy pens where you put the ink. It was a whole set. You had different like quill stuff. You had the whole 9. And I used to say it all the time, like, man, that's so cool. But it was like one of those infomercials. Like I never, like actually thought like that's something that I'm going to acquire.
Yeah.
Like I don't need that. But like I would always be like, man, the pen set. I would talk about it all the time. And one year for Christmas, I open a box and I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the hell is this? It was the fucking pen set. You don't remember that?
I think that might have been the same year that I threw you into the wall. And you had to get the staple in your. I feel like it was around that time. No, I didn't feel bad.
Well, like I will say that was a turning point of like me not wanting to stab you as much. I was like, he got me these pens.
That's a big
can't
deal.
Use them as weapons.
That's a big deal.
I
can't use them as weapons.
And then this year I hit. Was it last year? No, maybe this year I hit like a new point of Christmas.
Yeah.
I asked for like a saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like, I'm big in like my goal as of right now is I want to build like a very extensive tool collection. Like I want to be the guy that's got the tools. Like if I need to do something, I want to be able to like have the stuff on hand and readily available to just do it.
Yeah, it's very cool how handy you're becoming. You built that like
I built I built I built a bar.
Oh, that's right.
That's where,
with the hockey sticks, right? Yeah, that thing's really cool. I built a pretty
cool bar, and then I built this nice vanity. I built this mirror, this like mirror frame kind of thing. I don't know if you've ever seen it. That came out really good. And I like to build things. The problem is right now is the worst time to build things because everything's so goddamn expensive.
Right.
But
yeah, it's weird. Like we're in that aftermath where like with everybody being vaxxed up and stuff, like people can do things, but there's still a lot of products that are
Not available.
not available. Like I'm having a hard time finding Lunchables right now. Not that I eat them a lot, but if I want a Lunchable, I got to get them. I think it was a Suez Canal thing that really did it.
Something similar happened. My girlfriend, again, this is not an episode based on her, but it just keeps happening that she comes up. She loves Sun Chips, specifically like the red garden salsa Sun Chips.
I hate Sun Chips.
I could live without them, but like the Harvest Cheddar ones, like, if that's all that's available, if she's eating them, I'm gonna say, no, I don't want it, and I'm gonna have a few. You couldn't buy Sun Chips. Like, you couldn't go to a store and buy Sun Chips. They, like, a few stores would have, like, a few, like, banged up bags of the Harvest Cheddar. That was it. And I specifically remember the day that I walked into a Tops, and I was just grabbing a few things, and, like, I looked, and I was like, holy fuck, they have Sun Chips. And I bought 4 bags of garden Sun Chips.
Wow.
Because it was like, who knows when you're going to be able to get them again. And now you can just get them again. But at the time, it was like, who
there was
knows?
A Sun
maybe
Chip
this is
shortage.
Maybe this is one shipment,
Yeah.
Every store gets granted their one shipment, and then they'll be back down for a while. So I had to, get them while I could.
I have trouble finding Gushers. I love Gushers, but they sell out immediately.
Yeah, see, stuff like that is not really stuff that I buy.
Yeah. I don't usually buy them either, but when I want them, they're never there. Ugh, they make sour Gushers. Disgusting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
No,
like
it's
sour,
terrible.
like Sour Patch. I love Sour Patch Kids. Like sour stuff is good, but sour juices, sour goo is no bueno.
Sour goo.
Sour goo is no bueno. Is that what's sour, or is the inside sweet?
I think the whole thing is
sour goo.
Sour goo
is no good.
That sounds like something that they would advertise when we were kids, like Baby Bottle Pop or
sour goo
Juicy
was
Drop
definitely
Pops.
like a thing.
Sour goo.
Sour
Get
goo.
your sour goo, and it's
They
like the
still
kid.
sell. They have a store
spiky
at
hair.
the mall now, like at the Galleria Mall, and I don't know the name of it, but it's pretty much all like things that like trend on like TikTok and social media for like young kids. Like that's what they sell. It's like the As Seen on TV store, but like
for TikTok.
For like the internet.
Right. That is really interesting.
And
That's
they have,
fascinating
I don't know
idea.
what it's called, but they literally have something, and I feel like the word sludge is in it, and it's some type of like goo.
It's like one of those things you
lick.
like press and fart, and it farts.
No, it's like you eat it, like you lick it, like it's like a goo. I imagine
sludge.
Makes your tongue all colored.
Sounds like
up.
a
maybe it's not. Sludge. Maybe I associate it with sludge.
Sounds like a Pixar character. Like a sludge. And then they have like you go to Disney and there's like a bunch of sludge plush toys on a shelf and like nobody's buying them.
I saw a TikTok the other day and it was like, this is not going to translate well at all, but I thought it was hysterical. And it was like this guy. It was all just him, you know what I mean, but filmed as if he was different people, like for TikTok. And he's like on a nature walk. And the guide is like explaining what they're seeing, and it's just in a forest, and he's like, and it cuts to the one guy, and he's like, are we allowed to keep any of the bugs? And the guide's like, what? And he's like, yeah, like if we were to put some bugs in our pocket, like can we keep them? And the guide's like, don't touch the bugs. And then there's another guy on the tour standing next to him, like the bug guy, and he looks over at the guy and he's like, I have so many bugs in my pocket. The guy's like, what? And he's like, yeah, like I got a lot of bugs in my pocket. And the guy's like, well, leave the bugs in the forest. And he's like, well, I left all the not cool bugs, but like I have so many cool bugs in my forest. And the guy's like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do it? And he's like, haven't you ever seen A Bug's Life? And then the TikTok just ends. Yeah, like he's gonna make a new habitat for the
funny.
bugs.
That sounds like something that would be in that I Think You Should Leave show. Have you watched that at all? It's so funny. That is like that show being on, I think, is a big deal because I love that. I always hate when people talk about their comedy tastes, but I really like the kind of humor that they do on that show. I feel like it's real obscure and it's like definitely weird. And I remember years ago when we first watched Rick and Morty with Noah.
Rick and Morty.
With Noah
Rick and
Asklar.
Morty. Rick,
I was like,
Rick.
this show is going to get huge, and it's going to be a huge changing point for comedy, because I really think that show brought in this era of obscurity in comedy.
I think shit like that's funny.
It's the best. You have to watch. I think you should leave. I've been watching they did I'm
gonna tell you right now, that's next on my list. Shout out Sam Phillips.
Fuck you. Fuck Sam Phillips. It was his birthday yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if you started watching what's that one show? Hoovers?
Detroiters.
Yeah.
Detroiters is people out there. Detroiters is it's Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave. This was the show he had. Comedy Central, which is a fucking shitty network.
When Sam watches it. How about that?
Okay, great. So you'll never see it. But it's so good. It's so funny. It's one of the best sitcoms that's come out in the past decade. It's incredible. It was ahead of its time as far as what we're talking about right now, that obscure humor. They, on Saturday Night Live this past weekend with Kim Kardashian hosting, they had this little pre-taped thing that was by these 3 guys who are not cast members on the show. Seems like they're writers. That's what I'm assuming. And it was all about these hard seltzer things. Look it up. I'm not going to really go and explain it, but it was a joke about how like everybody's doing these hard seltzers. So this guy walks in and he's like, "What are you drinking?" "I'm drinking a J.C. Penney hard seltzer," and it's like it tastes like belts and shoes. I'm not doing it justice, like I said. It's really funny though. So I like looked these guys up, and I think the group of the 3 of them is called Please Don't Delete or something, and They've only got a few videos on YouTube. I assume that they like started doing those. It looks like they went to NYU, started doing these videos. They probably all auditioned for SNL and then just got like these writing jobs. Their sketch endings, they have really good sketch endings because it kind of breaks it down into that obscurity that is popular right now. Really good stuff. I hope they do more things on Saturday Night Live because They need to do more stuff like that, I think.
I have so little clue what you just said. I was trying so hard to process the information, and I was just like, he's talking about, I don't know, it's something. You're talking about NYU and skit. I don't even know what a skit ending is. Sketch ending.
Well, you know what a sketch is?
Yeah,
it's hard to like
a little. It's hard to end them.
It's hard to end them. Yeah.
Just make the screen go black. Punchline, black screen.
Well, that's the thing is what's the ending punchline? You have to figure that out. He's thinking.
It's
not in my house.
Rats in New York City are so big. Joey Hardball. I talked to him today. He's doing well. See, like if I ever make it big, I know one thing we talked about on the Forgotten episode also is magic. I just don't have the juice to go into it again. But like, I think that I'm a big Magic fan, which I don't know if that's something I should be proud of.
Well, I would no is my initial thing, but is my initial reaction. But also at the time we're living in, people can be a fan of anything. Like people are huge fans. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Everything you got. Everything you got.
You know what that's from?
Oh, that's from I Love You, Man.
Yep.
I love that movie.
It was like, okay. Do you know that? Oh, I'm not gonna do this justice at all. I gotta look up a lyric real quick, which I usually don't do. But fuck it.
Has it got something to do with I Love You, Man?
No.
Okay.
It's a TikTok thing though.
Okay.
You know that song that's like, baby, let me take you for a ride. Maybe we can hit the 405. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Fuck. I don't think we can even like play it.
Yeah. That's fine.
But
I think people know what you're talking about just based on that. I think you did a really good job.
Wait. It's a song. It's called Meet Me at Our Spot. And the song itself is actually not good at all.
Oh, really?
Well, not the real song. Like, not the song that is actually out. But this video came out of them doing like this kind of like instrumental style version. I don't know what the name like of what you would call it, but I'm going to say instrumental, even though it's like they sing in it. And it's like great. Like this woman is hitting these notes like you wouldn't believe. And it's a very, very addicting sound, like the sound that she sings. So it's become that version of it has become a very popular TikTok song. So a lot of people, me being one of them, have it stuck in their head. So then that's became like a popular TikTok song of people kind of doing what I just did.
Right.
Wait, I gotta find.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's like.
Interesting.
It's like.
TikTok, we've talked about
like,
it so much.
Meet me at our spot. Caught a vibe. Baby, are you coming for the ride? I just want to look into your eyes.
No. Oh, no. That's the real song.
And it's like, then she's like, and then it's like, maybe we can hit the 405. Hypnotized by the light. Man, this must be the life. And she hits this like wicked note on the life. She's obviously does that, but like to the point where it sounds good. I'll show you when we're done recording. Yeah. And it reminds me of, so I used to always have everything you got stuck in your head. And so I would yell it all the time at practice because we practice at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like everybody's just dead to the world. But I'm like the opposite. I'm like, I'm going to expend as much energy as I can for the next 2 hours. And then I'm going to feel like shit the rest of the day because I'm here. I might as well. So like that's what I would yell that all the time. Fast forward to like last week, that song was stuck in my head. So I kept like saying that, like, caught a vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like I kept doing it. And another coach on my team was like, thought it was very funny because he knew, you know what I mean? Like if you've seen the videos, you know that it's stuck in your head. It's like a very unique sound. And he said that when I sang it, I sounded like Blink 182 or something like that.
Yes.
So then I started singing that oh fuck, and now I can't think of the words. Like where are you? And I'm so sorry, or like however that song goes. Yeah. And so then I was screaming that for like 3 days at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I would switch back and forth. I would like remix them. I'd be like, caught a vibe. And then like you know what I mean? Like just going back and forth, and I was having a riot with it. But that was why I thought of it for my I Love You Man, because that's my new version of everything you got. Here we go, Galaxy. Here we go.
That movie is pretty damn funny.
Hysterical. When the one scene, there's a couple scenes I like. That movie is very like you can reference that movie a lot. Like if you're not saying slap at a bass at least 3-4 times a week, then you're probably a communist. But I love the scene where, you know, he's like, he lets his dog shit anywhere, and then the guy like steps his dog. She's like, hey, is that yours? And he just goes ballistic on the guy, just like right in the guy's face. And the guy's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? And kind of walks away. Like, I wish that I had kind of like the, not even confidence, but like the lack of care for the world to be able to act like that sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Jason Siegel, not in too many movies starring. He did a smaller movie that I think is supposed
Sarah
to be really
Marshall.
good. Yeah, but I'm talking about now.
Oh.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, also awesome
movie. And big debate. I feel like we've had this conversation before, but like a lot of, you know, the debate between Sarah Marshall or whatever her name is and Mila Kunis, you know what I'm saying? People are always like, oh, like what, like if you were
Jason Siegel,
yeah, who would you pick like in the movie?
Yeah. Why would you not pick Mila Kunis?
I agree.
Anybody
that said
why?
That. No, hey, listen.
Yeah.
We can leave it at that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I agree.
Sarah Marshall's a bitch. No offense to Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, she really is. And like yeah. When you watch like the not even the unrated version, but the real version of it, when she breaks up with him and he's completely like ass naked.
Hilarious.
So fucking funny.
It's his real penis too.
Yeah.
No prosthetic.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Also, I love that Dracula music.
Amazing. Yeah.
Those songs are so good.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you they put that out for real. Like some
the Dayman musical from It's Always Sunny.
That's fair.
I used to sing that all the time. Dayman, Fighter of the night, man.
Troll song is my favorite from that whole thing.
Master of the sun.
You gotta pay the troll toll if you want to get his
boy's
boy's soul.
Yeah.
God, 17 seasons that show's gonna be on. I think.
Well, how does it go? Master of the sun. He's
Wait, hold on, let me think.
And friendship for everyone. Dang, man. I actually think I have that song saved on my phone, like through Apple Music.
It's a good tune.
Yeah. That and the first song that comes on my phone every time that my phone hops on is that song from Monty Python.
Which one?
I mean, I'll tell you, it's got to be well, maybe not anymore. But
is it "Sit on My Face"?
No. It's
Have
like, you know how it
song?
always plays the very first song, A Scottish Farewell. You know how it always plays the first song?
Yeah.
Like, that's the first song in my Apple library, thanks to you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did put that. That's a good album. That song, "Sit on My Face," may be the funny. It goes so when they would do it live, they would do it kind of as like this barbershop quartet type deal. So 4 of them walk out there, and it's a very like it goes sit on my face and tell me that you love me. I'll tell you that I love you too. Whatever. It's so funny.
Nice.
Man. There's like this 6-part documentary on Netflix that's about Monty Python.
Yeah.
I've watched it maybe
called,
13. The Almost Truth.
Yeah.
I've watched it probably 8 times actually.
See, here's my question for you. And now I don't even care actually.
What are we doing
I just
here?
Don't. Yeah. How about we do a little WWOTW?
Who would win of the week?
WWWOTW. This week's Who Would Win of the Week.
Presented by 13
Presented
Monkeys.
by 13 Monkeys.
All-American
whiskey. Try it. Drink it responsibly. It's very delicious. This week's Who Would Win of the Win, presented by 13 Monkeys, is George Costanza from Seinfeld versus Pierce Hawthorne from Community. Now, this took us a little bit of time, but I'm very, very glad this is what we landed on.
It's wild.
What a fucking hysterical matchup. 2 people that have no filter. They have no clue what's going on at all times. They are just...
maybe the 2 biggest curmudgeons in television history.
Whatever that means, yes.
It's like, it's curmudgeon-y.
Yeah.
This is going to be a brutal battle. Because here's the thing. Both of these guys are probably, when they know they have to, there's no way of getting out of a physical confrontation, both of them are going to go for the nuts immediately.
Well, this is one of those fights, too, where if it's, like, pre-set up, like, you're going to have a hard time getting both of them to go. They're both going to think of, Pierce is going to pretend to have a heart attack beforehand.
Right.
George is going to say that he has to, do something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're both going to try to avoid it. But once you get them together, it's going to be like the banter of the century. Like, neither of them are going to be making sense. There's going to be a lot of, like, arguing about nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like, kind of trying to make fun of each other, but they're kind of just making themselves look dumb. George is younger, which I think definitely comes into play. Shorter, but it's, again, younger, shorter. We'll cancel those out. And this is the thing, is that they're both, like, very unsuspectingly, like, I don't want to use the term losers, but kind of like,
For
curmudgeon-y.
sure.
What is that the word you use?
Yeah.
Like, they're both like, because they're not nerds. They're just like, I don't know. I don't know the word, but if
the world is against them, and they also feel like nothing is their fault.
Yes. At the same time, they both are able to, like, hit a level of, like, anger and frustration and kind of snap into loose cannon mode. I do, though, think that in the initial snap, Pierce is able to be a little bit more brutal. Like, and he will feel worse about it after than George will, right? George won't necessarily feel remorse about it.
Yeah.
But in that moment, when George, we talked about going for the nut kicks. When George goes for the nut kick, like, I feel like Pierce almost has it in him to go for a quick stab Not that they have
Right.
weapons, but like I'm saying theoretically, like, and then he'll feel bad about it after, and he'll like try to become friends again with George.
Well,
But he would go for a quick eye gouge, whereas
Yeah.
George would just do a lot, would do a lot of this. I imagine this is how George Costanza fights. I don't
Yeah.
know if we ever see him fight in the show, but he's a hand flapper for sure.
that is, it's a good point about the Pierce reacting quickly and kind of countering, because both of them are going to go dirty immediately,
Yeah.
and both of them know how to play dirty. So if they're going up against an opponent who's
That's also
playing
gonna take
dirty,
a dirty
they
shot.
know some of the moves.
Yeah.
I think that I do think that George is more of a sociopath than Pierce, because
I don't know. I think
what I mean, George doesn't feel
remorse,
like
yeah,
in the slightest ever.
But he is the type of person that will be like, I lost the fight, and he'll talk about it. He'll be like, I'll never be the same. I'll never be a man. I'll never meet a girl again
Right.
because I lost this fight to Pierce.
Now,
Whereas Pierce, would almost, I feel like, deny ever losing the fight.
right, that's true. He would
So
lie about it,
at
like
that point,
having
who's
sex
got-
with Eartha Kitt.
But both
in an
of
airplane
them,
bathroom.
would feel internally a tremendous amount of embarrassment from losing the fight. So I feel like they both have good motivation.
Let's not discount this. George Costanza grew up participating in the feats of strength.
Yeah, which is true.
So he does have some training, to use a word. Pierce, his dad was pretty shitty also, but I don't think he ever actually fought him. He maybe just hit him. I wonder.
But Pierce has a little bit of. Remember when we would do Reagan and stuff like that?
Yeah.
He has a little bit of that in him. A little bit of whiskey drinking, cigar smoking, grittiness. Remember this? He gets in a fight. When they fight on Christmas, remember? Right. And he's the guy that's behind Jeff's never been punched in the face kind of thing. So you have to assume that he's at least been punched in the face. He kind of grew up.
I guess so.
A bit of a tougher time, whereas Costanza,
True, but how much of that is real with Pierce?
not a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
I just think that. I think that Pierce has a little bit more of win at all costs in him, whereas George has a little bit more of trying to complain to a referee that doesn't exist as to why he's losing. And so that's why I think I'm taking Pierce.
Really? I think that you know what? Here's the deciding factor. Because I do think that Pierce, in his heart of hearts, is more of a pussy than George in a way.
Yeah.
I think that George is definitely a coward, but when it comes to serious physical altercations, maybe I'm talking myself in the other way now. George does have it. He's got it because he's just a furious, he's manic, and Pierce does have that energy if you really, really piss him off. But I think maybe if he is in that state and he gets tagged once, that'll take him out of it. George is a train baby. You can't stop him.
I don't think so. And this is why I say, if you're dealing, when you watch Community, when you're dealing with a guy like Jeff, sometimes Jeff has a hard time actually getting under Pierce's skin for two reasons. Well, a combined reason of ignorance and also fake ignorance, right? Where sometimes he pretends like it doesn't affect him. Whereas when you have a guy kind of on his level more in the way that he talks and the way that they will interact prior to a fight, like George, I feel like it will really, really make him mad because he'll be fully aware of kind of how George is trying to get under his skin because they have such similarities in that sense. So I don't think that Pierce being mad is what's going to stop him. And you see Pierce get delusional a few times. You see him, he does stupid things. But George isn't the type of guy who's going to be able to manipulate Pierce into doing stupid things because George in his own right is the one who gets manipulated into doing things he doesn't want to do. So I think back to the paintball episode where in different versions of the paintball episode, Pierce gets manipulated into doing stupid things, but there is one paintball saga where ultimately he is the one who wins the fight.
Right.
to save Greendale.
Yeah.
So
you make a very good point, but the thing is, in those moments when Pierce gets manipulated so easily, the medic call and even when there's that scene that I love when he's telling that one guy, like, I can go into your mind and mess around. He goes, you're bald, so are you. And Pierce like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
But
like
in those
Colonel
moments,
Sanders, when they're in the rocket ship, right? He goes straight lunatic mode.
Yeah,
he's trying to fight, stab, kill, wrestle anybody because he doesn't like confined spaces. Like I'm saying, there's things that set Pierce off that lead him to a point of actual violence.
Yeah. And
I think George would be one of those people. And yes, in times he can be like rather like a pussy is the word that you used, and I would agree with that. But I think that I think George has that too. And I think that George is going to get upset with Pierce as much as Pierce is going to get upset with George. But Pierce's being upset is going to turn into anger. George being upset is going to turn into like flustered George. And that's where I see the slapping coming, you know what I mean? And a lot of banter telling the refs like Pierce is doing something illegal, stuff like that. Because yes, he competed in the feats of strength. But was George Costanza ever good at the feats of strength? Was
no.
No. Did he ever want to be in the feats of strength? No. He like that wasn't, that was his father being a father. And I feel like Pierce is more like George's dad than he is George. Pierce wins this fight. Lock that in for me.
Wow. That was a phenomenal argument. I think you just made really very well done. One of the most articulate arguments we've had on the who would win in like a very long time.
I'm glad that we stumbled across this as
this is the angriest fight of all time. This is such an emotionally driven fight. Uh-huh. And I think it really all comes down to which one of these guys is going to be the angriest during the battle.
And it's over something really, really funny is how it starts. Like they're at a restaurant or something, and one of them is talking too loud or something like that, and the other one gives them a side glare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then it's on.
And then it's on. So I'm going to lock in Pierce Hawthorne.
I have to lock in Pierce as well. That you just
Clean
made too good of an
Pierce
argument.
Hawthorne.
Yeah. Vote on that now, or vote on that in the Instagram story. That's going to be up tomorrow on Friday. Yeah, that was a good one. Who would win of the week segment sponsored by 13 Monkeys.
13 Monkeys. Enjoy.
Who would win of the week segment sponsored by 13 Monkeys Whiskey. Enjoy responsibly.
Yes.
Got it.
Well, it's been a long day.
Yeah. I really appreciate you coming back and recording a whole nother fucking episode.
I was thinking this on my way here, and I was thinking, do I say it or do I not say it? Because we don't like to take things too seriously here.
Yeah.
But in all reality, you said something to me that was like, you know what? We have to go back and record an episode. Yeah. This is episode 80. We're going to go 80 and a half, whatever it really may be, because RIP to the forgotten episode. But we, have been doing this for 80 weeks, and we've never missed a week. And a big part of that is driven by you, but for the people that listen. And we appreciate the people that listen. Yeah. We appreciate, people like the guys over at 13 Monkeys, who support us. And so we had to do it. We couldn't leave the people out to dry for an entire 14-day period without a fresh episode of Two in the Cooler. I couldn't do it. Yeah. It didn't feel right to me.
Yeah, Matthew was all the way home, and he drove 20 minutes back to the studio.
Oh, I was home, like, comfortable watching hockey, blanket on the legs.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. But you did. I really appreciate it, yeah. And thanks to everybody again for listening and sticking with us.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Even though I often say I really don't care what they think, and I still don't.
Yeah, let's make that clear. Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
We don't even really like you guys. No, but Andy, we had to do it.
Yeah.
It's for there's Two in the Cooler. You know what I mean?
That's very Two in the Cooler
mentality. And shout out to the behind the scenes people that are still here that probably want
the behind the scenes people. You mean Emily?
Yeah, Emily.
And thanks
shout out to her.
Yes, thanks to Emily.
Here.
This is also her first week.
Yeah, this is
so
first week.
Shitty. And obviously thanks to Nate. I fucking love talking to him so much.
Nate, thanks for coming on.
I love
problem, guys. Good episode. Yeah.
I love that guy, and so
shout out to Ivy League.
Shout out to Ivy League. Their links are all in the description of this episode, so be sure to check them out. We'll have him on again very soon. I already talked to him about it. So
okay, yeah. Yeah, Andy, I love you.
I love you too, Matthew. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.